the way through the door. Everybody knew we were now used, stuck between rooms and the floor. I'm a fool, sanity's gone soon, nothing left for me to
do. Join internet sweetheart Dale. No, that's not quite right. What's it? Join your master of ceremonies, Dale. No, that's too. I've got an idea. Join the guy who knows things about stuff. This is the Generic Live Show with the guy who knows things about stuff, Dale Campbell.
Our Hi everyone! Thank you everyone for joining us for hope you liked hour 1 of the program, and I hope you're going to enjoy hour 2 of the program. Thanks everyone for joining us. We're rocking it. We're pushing it through. Thanks everyone for sticking around. Thank you everyone for being patient with us. We weren't here last week, but now we're here and we're doing it. I don't know if you know this, but we're doing the show. I don't know what. It's one of those things where it's just like there's no easy way to jump back into the show after being away for so long. And considering that there's a lot of stuff to cover, hour 2's not as bad as hour 1 was, but we crammed a lot into hour 1, and we stopped, we walked, and we rolled. The new show, the new Geek.io show, starring Water Buffalo, talking about burritos. It's the Buffalo and Burritos show, but not the two, not the two combined, the two separate entities of burritos and water buffalo. Again, not at the same time. But thank you for joining us here on a Sunday. It's the Generic Live Show, the most generic live show on the internet. It's Dale Campbell here with you. We're doing it for Geek.io. Ladies and gentlemen, it's coming to Dax time. January 1st is the start of the new financial year in Australia. Some of us will be worse off under the new childcare subsidy. Others have some extra cash to spend on a few little things. We'll break it down in a bit, but we have this convenient little video. Convenient little video. I said convenient little video.
From superannuation to shopping, this year's changes will affect us all.
Always winners and losers, and you can only hope that you're on the winning side.
From July 1, older Australians can use the proceeds from selling their family home to top up their super. Those aged 65 or over can make an after-tax contribution of up to $300,000. But don't act before doing your research.
If you're doing that just to put the money into your super, you may miss out on some of your pension.
Be prepared to pay more for council rates, which will go up by at least 2.3%. Inflation will see the cost of driver's licences and tolls increase, including the M2, M7, Cross City and Lang Cove tunnels and Eastern Distributor.
For those families who use motorways every day or consistently, or spend at least $25 a week on tolls, then they will get free rego.
On the plus side, some parking fines in Sydney will be slashed by 25%. The new month will bring in more money for our country's lowest paid workers. More than 2 million people will take home an extra $24 a week. And there's tax relief on the way. The 32.5% tax bracket raised from $87,000 to $90,000. From next month, pregnant women can get the whooping cough vaccine for free. And if you buy something online from overseas under $1,000, you'll be slugged GST. Some changes are arriving early. From next Wednesday, don't forget to take your reusable bags with you to the supermarket, with Woolworths bringing forward its nationwide ban on plastic bags. Coles sticking to July 1. And with just over a fortnight to go, the advice from experts is be prepared.
Always take a look and see, can you get a better deal?
Belinda Russell, 9 News.
That is pretty much everything you need to know about the tax season. We'll go down the list here a little bit. Oh no! Don't auto play the next thing. Thanks. If you could not do that, that would be great. All right.
A father has died and...
Yes, a father has died. Hang on, I am replying to chat. Alright. Alright, so, let me, actually, I might go over here. We might be having technical issues live on the show. Typically, I try to stream to... I know it's not great, but I typically try to stream out to 360 because my internet is slow. Because why not? Because I live on Australia and our internet is not the best. So 360p normally, but hey, we try, right? That's what matters most. Anyway, so it seems to be keeping up, but we'll push through. Alright, so end of financial year is approaching. Let's break this down. So pay rises, which they didn't really talk about in that video. Some 2.3. There we go. Some 2.3 million workers will get a 3.5% pay raise. The minimum wage will rise by $24.30 a week to $719.20 or $18.93 an hour for full-time employees. I'm also doing this all off one monitor, so there might be a Zoom issue. This is a big one for childcare. Kicks in from July 2nd. You'll be unable to claim childcare benefit and childcare rebate as a lump sum. The two schemes are being replaced with the new childcare subsidy, which will be paid directly to the services, not to the families. So they're now being paid to the actual companies, not to the families. Which I don't know how I feel about that, but families sometimes got the subsidy and spent it on other things that weren't related to childcare. So they bought fake tequila. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. It's a callback. You'll live. Under the new rules, the combination of the family's income, activity, and service type will now depend on how much the subsidy you get. You get good. For example, the $7,613 per child is scrapped for families earning under $186,958. These amounts are very oddly specific. Has increased to $10,190 for families earning between $186,938 and $351,248. But the level of the rebate is much lower for high income earners. Tax breaks. The 32.5% of personal income tax brackets will be raised from $87,000 to $90,000. Also, the non-refundable low middle income offset of $530 for those with taxable incomes of up to $90,000. There you go. Family tax benefit. If you receive family tax benefit and your children aren't immunized, your FTB, family tax benefit, Part A payments will be cut by $28.28 a fortnight per child. That's $28.28. Another big one that's kicking in from July 1st, and Q rant in 3, 2, 1. GST on online shopping. To all payments. To everything. Also, this hand though. I don't know what this hand is trying to achieve here. Also, this person types one finger at a time. That's infuriating. Super for high earners is another thing that you'll be eligible for as well. Super tax incentives, super for oldies, but again, that one they talked about in the video. But you also got to consider if you put more into your tax, you got to consider the fact that it's going to balance out. Property investors, the investor loan cap is being scrapped. Whooping cough. The vaccine will be free from July 1st, 2018 for all pregnant women. Oof, that's good. That's real good. Why wasn't that a thing already? Plastic bags. Single-use plastic bags are banned from big retailers in Queensland. Is that all Queensland? Oh, that's national. New South Wales. Electricity and gas, parking fines, council rates, licenses, and toll roads. There's a lot of these that happen. Like twice a year, they tend to happen, because you know they try to bring a lot of things around for like income and taxes around July, and then they save a lot of the other stuff for January, like new laws and stuff that aren't income related come out around July time, and like that's typically that, and then income stuff comes around July, and it's this time of year that you kind of go, all right, how much more am I paying in tax? And I'm a low middle income earner. Not to reveal how much I get paid, but you know, I'm living above the poverty line, but still living above the poverty line. So, you know, there's that. But anyway, there you go. No one's corrected me on stream quality, so I'm going to assume it's all good. If not, youtube.com/geekio for the archive that is typically polished. And also get your taxes in on time, kids, because you'll be in trouble if you don't. And the last thing that Uncle Dale wants you to do, is get in trouble for you not doing your taxes. Because not doing your taxes is bad. And again, Uncle Dale doesn't want you to get in trouble.
Toys R Us will be...
Yep. Hey, 9.com.au. Way to ruin the bit. Jeepers. Wait for me to introduce you good people. Toys R Us are cutting Toys R Us Australia are closing down finally. Here's the details.
Toys R Us will be toys no more. With all...
That is brilliant! Brilliant! Toys R Us will be toys are no more. Let's just relive that. Hang on a sec.
Toys R Us will be toys no more. With all stores closing in the coming...
Toys R Us are toys no more. Yes. Yes, and...
Toys R Us will be toys no more, with all stores closing in the coming weeks after administrators failed to find a buyer. All stock will be liquidated and gift cards will be honoured until the 5th of July if customers spend the equivalent amount in a store. 700 people will lose their jobs.
No, not again. Toys R Us and the affiliated brand Babies R Us will be toys are no more and babies are no more. You've got the R in there.
A father has died and his son is in hospital.
I don't want to talk about the father who just died. Thanks, 9.com.au. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about toys are no more. And the affiliated brand Babies are no more. I want to talk about that. Because I want to talk about that. 700 people will be out of work after administrators failed to find a buyer for the failed business of Toys R Us and the affiliated Babies R Us. A chain of 44 toys and baby goods stores have been trading since entering voluntary administration in May, but today administrators McGrath Nicole, Nicole with no E, because it's Nicole, said all potential buyers have pulled out of the business and will be wound down. McGrath Nicole said all stock will now be liquidated through sales at existing stores before they, along with head office in Sydney-based distribution centre, close in the quote coming weeks unquote. Toys R Us and Babies R Us. Oh, didn't Toys R Us close down in America like 20 years ago? I feel like this is one of those. I feel like this is one of those things where it's just like this shut down years ago in the States, and we're just slowly catching up. Toys R Us online ordering system will close Friday, the 22nd of June. So, good luck with trying to order toys. The Toys Are No More online system is now closed. Excuse me. The administrator is saying open online orders will be delivered in cases where it has been paid in full and stock is available. People holding gift cards for stores will be able to use them until July 5th, provided they spend an additional amount equal to the value on the card, administrators said. Aw, that's sad. That's sad. The person, the employee standing up there going, 60%, everything must go. That's sad. Also, lay-bys and on-hold stock will be honoured until July 5th. The collapse of Australian stores follows the failure of the US Toys R Us business in March. Okay, so they closed down in March. I had a feeling that they closed down years ago for some reason. I don't know why. In 2005. What? The group's 885 US stores slated for closure after it was unable to meet the payments on billions of dollars of debt accumulated since it was bought by a real estate veteran and two private entity firms in 2005. I knew they just had they had issues. That might have been the story I'm thinking of when it was bought out in 2005, not necessarily the fact that it was bought out in 2005.
Toys R Us will be Toys No More.
And this story will be no more because that's the fourth time it's autoplayed. Alright. Hey, New Zealand Prime Minister has made news today, this week. Because, ladies and gentlemen, New Zealand welcomes first baby, a healthy girl. There you go. Hi, Karim. I can't pronounce that Turkish. I'm sorry, I'm not going to. It's good. Marie Bar Karim. There you go. I hope I said that right. Exiaglel. Hi there. I hope I said that right. If not, then please correct me. There you go. Thanks. Oh, I said a Turkish thing right. Go me. New Zealand welcomes first baby, and it's a healthy girl. Oh, look at the first couple there. Look at them. Look at them. They look adorable, and the little baby girl down there. They're trying to cover it up because, you know, there's privacy in that. It's a baby. The video's not playing. There we go.
There's shared the picture of her new baby daughter on Instagram this afternoon. She thanked everyone for their best wishes and kindness and praised the team at the Auckland City Hospital where she gave birth. She's just the second woman to give birth to a child while leading a country. The other was Benazir Bhutto.
Ooh. There you go. Welcome to our village, wee one. Feeling very lucky to have a healthy girl that arrived at 4:45 p.m. New Zealand time, weighing at 3.1 kilos, that's 7.3 pounds. Thank you very much for your best wishes and your kindness. We are all doing well, thanks to the wonderful team at Auckland City Council. Oh boy, I haven't done the show in a week and I don't know what a 3-hour live stream looks like. Again, it's so weird not to do podcasting at all for a week when you do it for months at a time. Thank you for the wonderful team at Auckland City Hospital, the Prime Minister said on her Instagram account. Aldrin, 37, has become the New Zealand's youngest Prime Minister when she took office through a coalition deal later after the inconclusive election. Whoa. Alright, there we go. Have now become the first woman in the country's history to give birth whilst in office. Deputy Prime Minister Whitson Peters has stepped up as acting Premier and will run the country for the next 6 weeks while Aldrin takes her maternity leave, according to an agreement they published earlier. Gave birth in there with her partner, TV presenter Clark Gayford. Aldrin was first elected in 1990, incidentally June 21st, Horito's birthday of another firstborn Prince William. Oh, look at them. Look at them. The public has generally been supportive of the Prime Minister. That's good. That's good. We're not getting one of those kind of things where it's just like, no, you should not run. You should not run. No, you cannot be Prime Minister and President. That's what conservatives would say. But I think it's wonderful. I think it's a gorgeous little thing. Why not? You know? You can't... Human life is one of the most amazing things. And this kid is just... It's got the best of both worlds. New Zealand has long had a progressive reputation and was the first country to give the women the right of vote in 1893. And Aldrin was the country's third Prime Minister. There you go. Aldrin found out she was pregnant on October 13th, just 6 days before she was propelled into the job when Peters, the leader of New Zealand's first party, announced that he was siding with the Labour Party in the post-election the party negotiations. Peters is a very colourful politician veteran who elected Parliament in 1978 and held senior positions in both centre-left Labour and centre-right national governments. Thank you, Techie Gamer, for the host. Thank you so much, Daily. Karim Agassikaranium? Sorry, again, this is an English post. This is an English stream, so saying foreign language isn't really my forte. So there you go. Ooh. There you go. I'm going to say English. Turkish isn't really my thing. Daily. Quote, there hasn't been... let me try that again. There actually hasn't really been a need to put down a plan. Jeepers. When we already talk about significant issues, that will just continue. We'll be just in different roles, she said in an interview with Fairfax Media just before going on maternity leave. Ah, look at New Zealand. Look at New Zealand go. Having a first baby. Having a first baby, because why not? Why not? New Zealand deserves it, right? And she can't, again, she was already pregnant before going into office. So it's not like that she can help not being pregnant. That's not how pregnancy works. Last time I checked, anyway. I don't know if that's a thing, but it might be a thing. Alright, we are actually, you know what? We are going to take a break this hour because we only have one news story left this hour because I thought we were going to have some leftovers. But I had this really interesting article that I want to spend most of the hour on. So we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back with this very fascinating article about the human brain. Okay, human brain and how we can go about decoding it. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back after these messages. It's a Generic Live show with your boy Dale. Stay tuned.
This Geeko Podcast Network is proudly sponsored by T-Fury. T-Fury is the home of your t-shirt needs. Well, we're all geeks, and we all love wearing t-shirts because, well, society tells us that we can't walk around naked, allegedly. So we've got you covered. T-Fury is the home of t-shirts with geeky designs from independent artists. What's there not to love? T-shirts, geekiness, indie. Yay! When you're ready to go check out the range, use our affiliate link over at geek-io.net/tfury so we can get a little bit of a kickback off any t-shirt that is bought from the hundreds of t-shirts available at T-Fury. T-Fury, the match made in heaven. A match made in heaven is not actually the T-Fury slogan, although I don't actually know what the T-Fury slogan is. Opinions that are reflected in the preceding advertisement towards the opinions of Dale Cameloni in order to reflect those of the Geeko Podcast Network, its affiliates, or sponsors.
Generic Live Show is sponsored by ProXPN. ProXPN is an uber-secure VPN that believes you should be able to use the internet how you want to, by encrypting all traffic that goes through it. It keeps all of your data private and your IP is completely hidden, so your location is secure. Keeps you safe from stupid cable 6 strike rules and more. With everything going on, ProXPN is a good investment and is very affordable. And won't break the bank. Keep your traffic safe. Go to proxpn.com and use Geek20, number 0, Geek20 for 20% off the already really low price, starting at $6.25 a month. We thank ProXPN for their support of the Generic Live Show. Are part of a balanced breakfast and proud members of the Geeko Podcast Network. This is the Generic Live Show.
This is the Generic Live Show with your host Dale Campbell. Thanks for joining us. I'm here. Hi, it's Dale. For some stupid reason, this article that I sent myself is now behind a paywall. So this is very exciting. It's Dale Campbell here with you, doing it at the Generic Live Show way. I'm trying to find another version of this article that I can use. Basically, it was a way to try and like different ways to map the brain and copy the brain, and ways to like neo networks and that sort of thing, but it's now putting it behind a paywall. So this is fascinating. This actually hasn't happened on the show quite in a long time. So there you go. I'm trying to. I can't seem to. Where are we? Come on, and load. Alright, we do apologize for this. We'll try and... yeah, let's put it behind a paywall. This sucks. Hey, guys, support free media, right? Won't you? Support free media. It's very important. We'll try to base the conversation off that tweet, because apparently they've... nope, this still redirects to this article that is being put behind a paywall. Oh, Washington's... the Wall Street Journal. Aren't you the best? So you shouldn't put things behind a paywall if they're not. If you're gonna, okay. Here's my Brit, right? Information wants to be free. Free the information. No, it's my thing where it's just like, if you're gonna publish it publicly, right? If you're gonna make this information outward facing, publish it on every single network, right? Even scientific socialnetwork.org, you should try to make it as free as you want. Because apart from people, and by the way, half of this is because I clicked on it 2 days ago and it was still available for free, and now it's not. And it's one of those things where it's just like, it's been sitting in the tank for probably over a week and it's now behind a paywall. We do have the video from the article though, thanks to the we do have the video behind it, so there's that. I suppose we could show that. But your information wants to be free. Free the information. Now would be a great time to do the free the news bit that I want to do, right? If we zoom out, that's a long way to zoom out, but anyway. All right, here we go. Here is that video.
The brain is like a library where each
we'll talk about it as well
is
as we
an
go.
individual book in this library, and the problem we have is that we don't know what the books are saying, and we don't even know what language.
But yeah, the free the news would be. It's such a good article too.
The brain works, and
sucks.
what goes wrong during diseases of the brain. I'm Michael Heuser. I'm a professor of neuroscience at University College London. We're trying to understand how neural circuits of the brain process and store information relevant to behavior.
It's interesting as well, doing comparing the brain to books is actually quite an interesting metaphor as well, to compare books and brains. Books and brains. Books and brains. But again, it's interesting to compare the two because, again, information in books need to be updated as well because it gets out of knowledge, and information in our brain gets updated all the time. We continue.
So for us, the Holy Grail is to understand the neural code. So 50 years ago, we cracked the genetic code, and what we want to do is try and understand how the pattern of spike firing in neural circuits of the brain represents information and stores information. So neuropixels are a new kind of silicon probe with amazing capability for recording the activity of the brain. So these are silicon probe.
Oh, damn it. I didn't pause in time. So probes inserted into the brain about 0.4 inches long, weighs less than 1 gram, and it has 960 sensors.
So these are silicon probes, which are thinner than
audio
human
listeners
hair and have 1,000 recording sites and allow you to record from more neurons than ever before. Because the traditional way of recording brain activity is to record it one neuron at a time. So this approach is a major breakthrough because we can record from more neurons than we can ever record from before. So it's going to give us unprecedented information about how the brain works, especially in decision making.
And that's interesting too. Like
the structure and function of the neural circuits of the mouse brain appear to be very similar to those in the human brain. Moreover, mice are actually pretty smart. They can make quite sophisticated decisions, and we can use them for quite cognitively challenging decision-making tasks.
Yeah, and that's and say what you would like about rats being used for psychological experiments. They are quite fascinating in the fact that it's always comes back to mice and rats to be used for that experiment, where it's just like I don't know the technical name for it because I'm not a scientist, but it's one of the. I'm not a scientist, but it's that like eat the cheese or get zapped if you press a button or ring a bell or something. And they kind of looking at the psychology of that. But it's interesting that we have similar brain to mice. We continue. In UCU's Corporation Lab, neopixels are used to enhance the brain data on mice as they navigate a virtual maze.
The mouse is navigating in a virtual reality environment to try and reach a target. So the real world equivalent of that is, for example, navigating through the streets of London to reach a serial board. This requires integrating visual cues with knowledge of the environment and a cognitive map which represents the world inside the circuits of your head.
Airports, just saying.
We're also now able to explore
airports
how
are virtual
brain
mazes.
areas are interacting together and sharing information between each other. However, even though this is a dramatic leap, we're still only recording from a small fraction of the neurons that are active during decision making in the brain, even with this remarkable new technology. And so the challenge is to further scale up this technology and also develop other new technologies.
Researchers hope to have the to test neopixels in white text on white background. Development but they hope to develop it, but development and ethical questions still stand. Essentially, is what that's saying.
To fully understand diseases of the brain like Alzheimer's, schizophrenia, autism, we first need to understand how the neural circuits of the brain work. And once we have that information, this will give us a handle on what's going wrong in these diseases.
That was a well-produced video, except for the fact that I can't read the article. Hey, Wall Street Journal, have fun or something. If this works now that I've got the on-screen view happening, I'm not going to be happy. It does! What the... You know... Hacking the brain's code.
Tomorrow's big idea is already in action today. Accenture helps organizations imagine and invent their futures, driving innovation to improve the way we work and live.
Sure. That's 15 minutes. I'm not playing that. But, okay, so this even peeves me off even more, that the fact that some social network links that they provide are, in fact... Hey, there's pawns. That some network thing that they have on it are behind a paywall and some aren't. Wall Street Journal. How does it work? Already experiments leveraging new brain provs, giving a neuroscientist novel. I'm going to put this link in the chat and see if it works for everyone. Aha! Ha 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 ha! Ha ha! See, I will spread the right link. See? There you go. Speaking of brains and how they work, I didn't include this story because it just missed the cut. But I know here in Australia, I think it's in Australia, it was on Australian television anyway, that they're doing research with Alzheimer's, that they're working on even earlier detection, where you can detect dementia up to 20 years in advance, apparently, by simply taking a photo. Like it's more than a photo, but it's a high detailed photograph of your eyes. And they're working on even better detection agencies for that. And I thought that was very cool. That again, by looking at the way that your eyes are formulating, that you can track Alzheimer's that way. It's in very early development, and it's not going to be here, probably not in my lifetime, but again, it's in very early development, and I just find that very, very cool. If we can prevent Alzheimer's from happening super, super early, I am 900% on board. Like, I could not be more on board for bigger and better Alzheimer's preventions. I'm just trying to think of this article that didn't actually get covered in that video, that isn't on this article. I'll read this last paragraph, the last couple of paragraphs. Why not? HHMI, XSplit isn't working. There you go. The HMI and the Allen Institute, along with other foundations, have invested more than $12 million with an M to develop and manufacture magnetic probes, which aren't yet commercially available. Each will cost roughly $1,400 once they go on sale later this summer. According to Tim Harris, a fellow at Geneva who has organised NeoPex development. And there is a wait list to get them, because of course there is. NeoPex development team Dr. Frank hope that one day that they test their probes on humans. Further brain research is always a good thing. Like, I always support further brain development, because, you know, why not? You know, the brain is a mysterious creature, and if we can figure out how it works, we can figure out how to fix it, I guess. Is definitely something that is brain surgery, whilst often referred to as a joke, is definitely one of the great mysteries that exists on planet Earth. Alright, speaking of great mysteries found on planet Earth, we're actually going to finish the show there. I think that's a good hefty show. There was a lot to unpack in this episode. But by the time we do the round out and kick to the post show, we'll have a decent amount of time, and we have enough to talk about. All right. Well, what did we learn today? We learned brains. How do they work? We also learned that be consistent with your links that you share on social media when referring to news articles. We also learnt that free the news is a special comment coming to the Jack Live show soon. Keep the news free again, or still. I don't know how that works. We also learnt that because I have the same article opened in another tab, and it literally says to read the full story, subscribe or sign in. See, I'm not fully facetious. I'm only parsley. I'm only parsley. I learned that I am only parsley. Not partially, but I'm only parsley. I'm only parsley too, you know. All this guac talk has got me hungry. We learned that New Zealand make adorable babies. We learned that. We also learned that New Zealand is more sensible not to be encouraging to our women prime ministers as well. We learned that Toys R Us is going to be Toys Are No More. We also learned that Babies R Us are also going to be Babies Are No More. We learned that tax time is upon us, Australia. And if you're rich, you're rich. If you're poor, you're going to remain poor. So, not much has changed. We also learned that... Well, we also learned what locally mixed meant. We also learned you can't pull the wool over Australia's eyes when it comes to tequila and or bourbon. We learned that Australian taxpayers' dollars are going into the inquest of bottle shops and how they work. We also learned some terrible facts about the River Rapids tragedy at Dreamworld, the local theme park. We also learned that the rides at Dreamworld are confusing at best. And the attractions are confusing at best. We also took a look back to June of 1996. And the day the Nintendo 64 went on sale in Japan. We also learned that Telstra is splitting off and going to be sold by 2021. That's a fact. Don't fact check me. Don't at me, bro. But it's a fact. We also learnt, most importantly, we learnt that Queensland, everyone except for New South Wales, are going to ban single-use plastic bags. And most importantly, actually, the most important lesson of the day has been, it is not the cashier's fault if you don't remember to do things. Ladies and gentlemen, stop guac and roll. We'll see you all next time. Bye for now. No, where you can find the... Damn it! Where you can find the show. You can find everything all about me. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/TheDaleCampbell. TheDaleCampbell. I'm also that on Instagram. You can find the show at youtube.com/GeekIO Show, twitch.tv/GeekIO Show, all social media is GeekIO Show, patreon.com/GeekIO, and then join the Discord, keep the conversation alive once we go offline at Twitch, at geek-io.net/Discord. Stop guac and roll, everyone. We'll see you all next time. Bye. you've enjoyed this Kiko Media Network production. Copyright 2018. You see how that works?
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.